Maybe they haven't got their reps in as of late in terms of officials. In comes this uppers hit from NiP.
It's turned out to work fairly well. Forrest, Dennis, REZ all getting involved in the frags, and Renegades starting to falter just a little bit. Azza will shut the door on Dennis, but the bomb has gone down. So, JKS and Azza, let's see what they are going to be able to do. JKS certainly has been in pretty fine form of late, so there is always a chance that this works out well for them. But Lecro and Get Ryan have other ideas, and NiP off to a good start. But he does have a CZ in. This fella's pretty sharp. I've watched him play one or twice. There's a smoke for Lecro, which is going to shut off his angle, and he just can't quite land these headshots, or even really any shots that he needs at the moment. Not even a little bit of damage done there onto Lecro. A lot of those shots looking close, but nonetheless, not enough to really trouble the scorers there from Azza. Now, you can see the rest of the Renegades players are actually saving their guns, and I think more importantly in this instance, their armor. I don't think that's going to necessarily be so easy anymore now that the guns are in the hands of Renegades. Let's see what JKS can do. Two-man spray down to start things off. That's fantastic of a start for the first gun round, at least for Renegades. NiP maybe a little shaky. Bomb's going to go back in toward radio. Here's REZ continuing to repeat this. He certainly is. And JKS, well, he's farming up a storm here. Thank you very much. Some more fantasy points for Elfish Guy. Satisfaction, though, will go down.
Might not be ready for him to just spray down your entire team.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's probably one of the more skilled aimers that you would see on Renegades. And Leaz and JKM.
Just the two players pushed in towards Hut, not the full control. And there you go, JKS finding Get Right in that lowers area of the map.
It's a really important kill for Renegades to be able to get. Does relieve quite a bit of pressure. Now, the next question is going to be what Azza can do here from Annex.
On the side at this point.
Gratisfaction cleans up REZ. Does actually just back around the corner, avoiding the trade opportunity. Gratisfaction will start to push his way in with the AWP, but doesn't expect Lecro. Still manages to hit the shot. And this may well be another frag for him. Indeed it is. Gratisfaction, very nicely done, walking his way into the bomb site. Pointed.
Could be. Was a bit shaky in his immunity days before he was growing that thing.
That's fairly solid from Leaz, although it is just against the pistols, so nothing to get too excited about. That's not ideal. Lecro with the AK being able to have an impact. If he can find another one here, it's a winnable round for NiP, but at the moment still within the stronghold of Renegades. Is he going to continue to get away with it? That is the question. Forrest, if he continues to push on forward here, all he needs is the one bullet, and he's going to get that straight in the head anyway. Didn't matter how much HP Gratisfaction had there. And now we're into a 3v3. A couple of guns have been dropped over to NiP. Like I said, it's a doable round for them. That will be a bit of a spanner in the works, though, as Forrest will fall. But with that said, the bomb is being planted. And REZ has hit a fantastic shot now onto JKS. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves here. Renegades, they're falling apart. It's just Azza left alive in a 1v2 now. And while neither of these players for NiP have the armor available to them, they have good post-plant positions, and Azza has absolutely no idea where they are. And that'll be REZ with the deagle in the back of the head to Azza. That is not a round that you want to be losing as Renegades.
Looks like a change in the pace coming out from NiP. Fast one out, squeaky in towards upper.
Azza ready and prepared, gets himself up on top of Hut, but it's just not enough damage done by him. Needs the backup of the remaining players. Gratisfaction will fall to Dennis, and that again, take the peek out of Rafters off the back of that flashbang. Leaz gives away his position as JKS falls. There's almost no chance now for Leaz to be able to get anything done here, even if it was going to get easier for them. The Molotov could have come through to that vent position. Leaz will finally fall to REZ. 7-2 for NiP.
Looking at then moving into the 8th round potentially, although there's push on outers.
Yeah, Leaz is here, so too is Azza. Gratisfaction, there's a lot of Renegades players there. But NiP do end up winning those aim duels. JKS couldn't win his against Get Right. So it's just Jacob. He may well get himself a free one here onto Get Right with that Mag 7, if he gets the timing right, which, I mean, to an extent, I guess he did, because he gets the kill, but sacrifices a lot of his HP, and this is going to have to be a bit of a magical clutch from him. 2v1. Have to tap away at some heads with the AK here, and can't even get the first onto Forrest. There's going to be utility expended over here from NiP. There comes the flashbang. It does blind JKS, not too much, but the second fully flashes JKS. And there's no hope for him at all. Just on his own there in ramp room. Doesn't even have anyone playing anti-flash. Jacob at the very least will get Right, who was lurking his way out onto A. And Azza on the B bomb site has managed to grab 2. A third almost lines up for him there as well. But this round definitely looking much better for Renegades. The individuals now starting to get those aim battles working.
Definitely was Azza doing the majority of the work, though, from that site position. Obviously, NiP got themselves a massive advantage in the earlier parts of the round, getting JKS for free.
Very, very quickly. Are they aware? Is Gratisfaction aware? It certainly seems like he is. Definitely is now that that flashbang has been thrown through, but this is not a favourable aim duel for Gratisfaction with that AWP.
Very, very weird position that they've been put in, and Azza goes down to help him, but GetRight's very well aware. Jacob getting work done in towards lobby. This is a very weird round.
Well, he needs the kill on Electro, and he needs to spin around and get more, but not even the one on Electro is going to be available to him.
And again, it feels like NiP, when things get sloppy, when you know, we get into this sort of mid-round portion of the game, they're reading the rotations way better and punishing Renegades for putting a foot in any wrong direction.
But it's definitely been a little more favourable for Renegades on the slow rounds, where they've been able to set themselves up. But Forrest gets out for free. Liaz at least able to get rid of REZ. Jacob, a little bit of a whiff, but he's going to be saved as well by Liaz, or at least traded out. Either way, that is good enough for Renegades. It's a 3v1. Dennis with 20 seconds, like he's not going to be able to win this round. You know, he could do some damage, that's for sure. Look at how low Renegades' economy is at the moment. They do not want to drop another gun right now. With that damage from the grenade, it's unlikely that they will. Grenade to soften them up, that'd be nice, but this is going to be very difficult indeed for JKS. He gets hit in the head through the floor, and that's going to be enough to deal with him. Now it's Gratisfaction, just gets timed really by Forrest.
So looking like a pretty dominant scoreline here from the Ninjas. Renegades is getting shut down right and left. They were never able to cleanly rotate. They were never able to inform their play whatsoever. NiP just controlled it right from start to finish. Now heading into their CT side, it's going to have to be some kind of a magnificent performance from Renegades on this T side to close things out. Oh, it all starts from the T pistol. Already not off to a good start. Forrest and Electro just shutting them down.
Not sure what you can do about that one as Renegades. It's now time for Azza and Gratisfaction to hit some magical shots, because if not the case, then I'd say that's the round over and probably the map over as well.
The heads are just popping left and right here for the Renegades, and he has managed to pick up the bomb and recover that, but he doesn't have armor to be working with the Ninjas closing in all around. It's going to be pretty difficult for him. There you go, there's one headshot for him. If any of these other NiP players get a little bit over-aggressive, it could potentially give him more of an opening in this round, but I'd imagine that his chances are pretty slim.
Yeah, you'd expect so. Gratisfaction going to run out of bullets here. We'll get the reload off, but 7 HP, no chance at all.
Yep. And they're going to go for the ramp contact off the back of that. Electro.
It's just lined up too. Gratisfaction at least will be able to get the trade, and now I think it really relies on JKS being able to find some work here in lower, but Dennis's position just completely unknown. Gratisfaction can't get the kill fast enough to save Azza.
On JKS to go walkabout here and find the kills, and there's the first one onto Forrest.
That's good. REZ going to try and make something happen. Gets the flick across, although it hits the floor. Shaky aim indeed, but Renegades definitely putting some pressure onto NiP in this round in particular. It's on to Gratisfaction to clutch it out. Not a lot of time left to play with. Get right defusing in the smoke. Gratisfaction won't hit the shots, and that'll be the round for NiP.
It's not easy map point here for NiP straight away, but they definitely are in the driver's seat. And there you go, Dennis with the AWP this time, shutting things down towards outer, picks up Jacob.
Renegades just wondering what to do at this point. Gratisfaction and Liaz, brothers in arms, really. The two coming most recently into the Renegades roster, standing behind the red crate, but there's nowhere to go. Dennis and REZ locking down every angle.
Potentially wondering what to do in the next map at this point, Jordan, because they're getting absolutely shut down.
Doesn't look like Gratisfaction can see too well through that smoke.
Maybe.
Well, he has certainly spotted Dennis rotating into hell, but for all the good it's going to do him, JKS and Gratisfaction, again, I'll say it, you know, they have to have a monumental clutch here, but it's just not happening at the moment for Renegades here on Nuke.
Then that could make them more confident heading into the next map.
Nice flashbangs out onto the A bomb site, courtesy of Gratisfaction. It's going to allow Jacob a couple on the entry, but get right, he's absolutely swindled himself all the way through Squeaky. He's out in lobby right now. Is he going to be able to have the impact quickly enough? In fact, it seems like Renegades and NiP have kind of done a ring around the rosy, as all of a sudden they're back to, well, standard fare, except the bomb is stuck in the bomb site.
At the moment, there is a crossfire to be able to hold on to that, but Gratisfaction breaks one half of it. Really flashes himself, and that's it. Anticlimactic end to things. REZ just closes things out from that CT vent, and it's a 16-4 for NiP.
Today. So let's see if they can make it work. Gratisfaction here looks to take the first contact, and he gets a bink across onto Get Right. But Dennis the Menace, you might as well call him, gets the 2 into the CT spawn. Azza and Gratisfaction able to trade back, and JKS will get the head of Get Right as well. Now into a 2v1. Can Dennis clutch it out? The answer is no. Firepower that you have to go up against. Renegades in this round, though. There's a little bit of firepower actually on the side of NiP. You've got the scout there for Get Right, the FAMAS for Dennis.
Actually do catch Forest off over rotating from the right side of window, because they threw those A smokes out, and that way from middle to be able to take control of that part of the map.
Well, this is a little bit dire straits for Renegades here against their pistols. They're having a tough time. Gratisfaction will also fall to the deagle of Elecro. We're headed in toward the B bomb site right now. Well, it's just Liaz with the Mac-10. Azza's got barely any HP to work with, so if Liaz can't actually manage to make some inroads here, this is going to be an absolute disaster for Renegades. He's run out of ammo and he's getting cleaned up by Dennis. Certainly is. REZ trying to control middle here. Does have the backup of 1 or 2 teammates. Oh my goodness me, that is fantastic indeed. REZ with 3 on the spray down. Forest, of course, helping out with the flashbang. And that again is just disaster for Renegades. They have been cleaned up. 4 guns through for NiP. Not that they've needed to.
They don't really need to when Dennis is just 4King from it. And lean back on the fact that Get Right can play retake on this A bomb site, but pushed off the angle is Lecro.
Yeah, Azza has fallen as well. So we're back to a 4v4. Gratisfaction just slowly creeping his way through mid. He'll drop in Forest. Where on earth has that come from? Again, Renegades, these aim duels are just not working out at all. Well, bomb attempt for retrieval is occurring courtesy of JKS, but that won't last too long. Liaz not able to get it done.
In for the Renegades on this A bomb site.
JKS just not ready. Did he have a knife out or something, a grenade? Whatever, doesn't matter. It's going to be a kill for NiP, and I feel like I'm getting a sense of deja vu as once again the A bomb site so favorable here for NiP. Get Right gets another faction at all, unless he can get the first before the bomb even goes down. But it's too late. NiP have managed to creep up on him, throwing the grenades into top mid, expecting one of the Renegades players might have pushed across there. Not the case. That's a better entry from Liaz, but it still is only a 4v4. If Azza gets this, however, now that's 2 guns that Renegades will potentially be able to take a hold of, and most definitely need to make use of.
Jacob's going to go back for the bomb so that they can potentially convert this round. Get Right playing super safe in towards that CT area.
Well, that's nice.
Has a good job from him. Taking control of that jungle window area, which is something that he's usually so good at, but when he can't even get an opportunity to make his way halfway down mid or out underpass before he's shot, he can't really play to his strengths.
Need to be converting this round now as Renegades if they're to come back in this half and if they're to come back in this series. Azza, he needed a headshot there and he does manage to connect it on to Get Right. Lecro, he's been so dangerous with that deagle, but not this time.
JKS going to be sending them out there with a flashbang or 2.
Dennis spanning away through the smoke with the AWP, but doesn't connect. Liaz looks like he's copped a bink. The grenade goes through. It won't actually reach Liaz, who's holding very close now to CT spawn. He'll throw his own grenade back, and this one will connect on to Get Right. He's been taking some lessons from Gratisfaction in the last map on catching grenades. Bomb plant does go down. This is looking better now for Renegades in a 4v5, but it's still winnable for NiP, particularly with that grenade frag out from Lecro. So we go back into a 4v4. Gratisfaction is stuck on the site. The rest, post plants, not looking ideal just yet for Renegades. If these picks come across though, it's certainly looking much better indeed. JKS, Gratisfaction all chiming in with a few. Gratisfaction will get 2. Nice shots out from the AWP.
That CZ buy that they won where they had 2K in the bank in the first place, and they are now winning that last gun round.
Oh, it's so scary to see Renegades firing through the smoke. Forest has pushed his way up short and he catches the better of Jacob. A bomb site. Gratisfaction looks to be the one to make the entry, but in fact it's Liaz.
Dennis is pretty wounded here. Couple stray bullets and he could go down as well. The rotations are starting to come out for NiP.
Lots of utility here for Renegades, but they don't get the chance to use it. Dennis, how has he done that? He's put it back to a 2v2, and Forest finds JKS as well. Again, just a chance for Renegades that might well go begging, but Azza, he's got other ideas. A great shot onto Lecro. He doesn't have control of the bomb though, Pilly. 20 seconds here for Azza. He needs to make a move, and Forest knows it. Backs backs away, bides his time. And for Azza now, this is such a moment of indecision. Does he fake the plant? He allows Forest to push on forward. This is a tough one for Azza to win, but he needs just the one headshot. So too, though, does Forest. And the round will go the way of NiP.
Them on Mirage, getting Azza into this window, getting Jacob into the connector, but shut down again. REZ, who has been quiet for the last couple of rounds, does come alive and actually pick off Azza and shut down one of the big win conditions for Renegades early on in the piece. So in the 4-on-5, they're in danger territory again.
Jacob may well have been spotted here by REZ. Not quite. I think he's... I don't even know what's going on. I felt like he spotted him. Certainly has now. Either way, it's going to be Jacob that goes down. REZ with 2 impact frags in the round. And all of these kills that are coming out for NiP, they're untradeable by Renegades. Get right, holding the close angle here with the SMG. He will get taken down by JKS, but there's the trades, of course, coming across for NiP. Nonetheless, the numbers advantage paying dividends right now for NiP. Gratisfaction, he's got too much work to do here with the AWP, especially missing a shot like that.
Even if they're in a disadvantageous situation, even if Dennis is solo on the balcony, even if Forest and Lekro are hiding on that B bomb site, they're just shutting Renegades down regardless. Yeah,
this is going to be a fast play out onto the B bomb site, but Renegades have already lost Jacob. Liaz goes down as well, and that means the bomb has been dropped. The bomb's been spotted. NiP are going to commit to the full rotate across, and Azza, he's kind of almost felt like a bit of a hero here for Renegades. He's doing the work in this round as well. Leaves Gratisfaction in a 2v1, however. And for Gratisfaction, this is going to need to be one of those rounds. Doesn't seem like he'll get that opportunity. There's the 12th up for NiP in the half, Philly, and that is about as good as you could ask for.
NiP and Liquid are looking. Regardless, they got to make it there first, and Liaz under a lot of pressure. Cops a gush as well.
Yeah, Azza has been flashed out as well. Somehow, Liaz finds the pick in all of that. Eventually, he does go down, but he's done probably more than you expected him to. Now it's on to Azza, but perhaps it's REZ that we should be talking about, as he's the player that's making the entries happen for NiP right now, and he looks to continue forward. Jacob works his way through the apartment. I wonder, is NiP prepared for that? Certainly REZ was not, but Lekro has the bomb down. He's in a 2v1, and he has been spotted as well. Renegades now have lost Jacob. It's JKS into a 1v1. He actually gets some pretty critical damage there onto Lekro, but not enough to put him down to a one-shot. The time is starting to work in the favor of Lekro here. He's doing the right thing, biding his time. JKS, at the very least, does have a kit to work with, but Lekro, if he lands a headshot, this will be all over. Not quite, indeed. JKS just in time to clutch the round out for Renegades, but that was a little too close for comfort.
Not quite dodge it.
He's taken the peek, and REZ has taken the frag. So not a great start for Renegades here in the first gun round. Needed to have an impact here. That's nice from Azza. Before the pop flash does actually occur, REZ will fall. So we bring it back to a 4v4, though B does seem relatively undefended. Liaz trying to get some work done with the SMG, but he'll fall as well. Scout. The more you know.
Here comes the short split from Ninjas.
That's nice from Gratisfaction, though. How's he managed to get that done with 10 HP? He comes up behind them, and NiP had no idea. Where else could Gratisfaction have gone? Angle here, it feels like one where REZ could pop around the corner with the deagle. Now that he's spotted him, that's exactly what happens. Lekro also gets JKS, and all of a sudden, it starts to fall by the wayside for Renegades once again. That's a great shot, though, from Gratisfaction, but he won't get Dennis. He won't deny the bomb plant, so it's still favorable for NiP.
Is indeed, but Renegades need to pick up the pace. That they don't have the utility to flush these Ts out of their post-plant positions, and on top of balcony, Lekro's just one-tapping people in CT spawn.
Oh no, and Liaz doesn't quite finish that frag off. That was really their opening back into this round, Renegades. I think now it's all said and done, that is for sure. This gun round going the way of NiP, and it wasn't even really a full gun round out from the Ninjas in Pajamas either. It was just a few AKs, the deagle in there as well. It wasn't a perfect buy, but they make it work.
As well as Jacob, so...
It's a good setup on A from Renegades, but they
100%.
have struggled to hold it at times against NiP. Let's see if this is going to be any different.
Molotov's holding NiP back at bay for now. Out they come.
Right, going to lead the charge. Will check sandwich. That should be the end of Jacob, but he hits a fantastic shot, and actually, somehow, he gets Lekro as well. All of a sudden, Renegades, looks like they'll win this round. JKS, how's he hit that? Like, all of these kills coming out from Renegades are just absolutely ludicrous.
Now in this round in particular, just Dennis putting pressure towards Apartments, but Liaz nice off angle, catches him off, which is going to speed up this execution in towards the A bomb site. But again, it's a two-man setup. JKS as well as Gratisfaction here.
Jacob will be smoked off. Gratisfaction missed that first shot, but JKS is good for at least get right. Gratisfaction spam through the blocks. REZ has been an absolute danger for Renegades thus far, but not so much this round. JKS and Jacob
through the smoke and out Palace. JKS under a lot of pressure here.
Well, this might be the round. A good opener for NiP. Get right and REZ finding one apiece, and you're starting to feel as though it's possible for them to finally hit that 16. REZ with another. It's JKS to go down, and now Azza and Gratisfaction have the clutch of all times on their hands if they win the round. But it's 16-12. NiP will go through to Kudos Bank Arena, and they've finally gotten the job done.